Okay, people. So Jim Jones was on the Breakfast Club. Jim Jones and Freaky Zeke, I think his name is, was on the Breakfast Club, and this is why I can't stand these satanic scumbags that you know what I'm saying. They promoting weed, promoting dispensaries. You know what I'm saying? And they promoting it. Oh, if you want to get the best weed, get the best weed from here. Man, let me go ahead and break this news. Start spreading the news. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat. Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. People, before I get into this news report, I want to let you know that we got the baddest podcast in the land. I mean, the baddest podcast in the land. You know what I'm saying? We expose all these satanic scumbags, and every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? You go over there to right now, support that podcast. Go over there right now and subscribe to that podcast so that you won't miss out on one single show. You can go there by going to www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. That's www.illuminatiexposedmedia.com. Also, I go live on my Facebook fan page. That website is www.gospeltalktv.com. Both links will be in the description area of this show. Click on that, subscribe to both of them so that you won't miss out on no show. All right, let me tell you something, people. Jim Jones, the music industry for Jim Jones is a done deal. It's a wrap. Jim Jones will never reach the height that he had reached back in the early 2000s when he was with Dipset. He will never reach those heights again. The music industry is not for him. Never again. He will never reach that heights. The reason why I said he will never reach those heights again, because back in the early 2000s when he was with the Dipset and Cameron them, the reason why he was hot, because the people who own the record labels is the one that made him hot. Do you understand that it was agenda? Back in the early 2000s when he was with the Dipset, the elites gave Jay-Z the financing to start Dipset. So Jay-Z went and got Dame Dash. Dame Dash's job was to find a group or sign a group that is going to push the 9 Trey Blood agenda to the youths. And it don't take a rocket scientist to see this, people. Because if you research back in the early 2000s, if you listen to every last one of Jim Jones's music, every last one of Jim Jones's track, every last one of Jim Jones's song, actually listen to the whole Dipset. That whole movement was promoting 9 Trey Blood gangsters. It was promoting that. And like never before, throughout Long Island and throughout New York, back in the early 2000s, you had more black brothers and sisters joining the 9 Trey Blood gangsters than ever before. You know what I'm saying? It was more brothers and sisters. It was more blood gangs members than it was Crip gangs. The 9 Trey Blood gang member was promoted throughout New York City, throughout Long Island. Anybody in that era, in the early 2000 era, can vouch for me on this one. And not only that, you have people who was getting recruited into the 9 Trey Blood gangsters. They would have to go into the New York City subways and slash somebody on their face. It was a spike. It was a spike in New York City of slashings. You had, you know what I'm saying, youths and teens going in the New York City subway, just slashing people on their face for no reason. They call it eating their food. That's what they call it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's demonic, it's sick, you know what I'm saying, for you to go and slash an innocent person on the face, you know what I'm saying, with a box cutter or a razor. But this is what they did. And they did this all because of the 9 Trey Blood gangsters, which was orchestrated by Dame Dash, which was financed by Jay-Z, which Jay-Z was financed by the Jewish people who gave him that financing. It's all an agenda to destroy the Negroes, which are the real Judites of Scripture. It was all an agenda to destroy the blacks and the Latinos and the natives and the black women and men. It was all agenda to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? That's why, I tell you that no matter, because Jim Jones was on the Breakfast Club today, and talking about he dropped an album called El Chapo or El Capo or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It would not go nowhere. It would not go platinum. It will not sell. I don't care how good you rap. It will not go nowhere. I'm telling you this because the agenda is over. Ain't no major label is going to sign Jim Jones. I'm telling you this because the agenda is over. The only reason why Jim Jones was signed in the first place because he was completing an agenda, the 9 Trey Blood agenda. Unless you don't have to believe me. Just go back and backtrack. The 9 Trey Blood gangsters. Go back and backtrack in the early 2000s and the Dipset movement. Go back and backtrack. I guarantee you will see it for yourself also. And look at this. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening to this interview and they talking about, I urge everybody to get into the weed business, to get a weed dispensary, this weed. Let me tell you something. And I know a lot of people is not going to like what I'm about to say now. Because a lot of people be like, weed is good. Weed comes from the earth. Yes, weed is good. Yes, weed did come from the earth. But the earth didn't tell you to smoke it. Weed is not supposed to be smoked. Weed is supposed to be boiled and drank like a tea. You know how when you drink, you know what I'm saying, your tea, you know what I'm saying, your herbal tea, your green teas, you know what I'm saying, your different type of teas, your different type of herbal teas, the same way you drink those type of teas is the same way you're supposed to drink the weed. But being that, you know what I'm saying, they promoting smoking weed all in the atmosphere, they doing this because they want. Let me tell you something, people. Why do you think they legalize weed? Why do you think they doing this? Why? You know what I'm saying? Because back before they never thought of legalizing weed. Why do you think they legalize weed now? Let me tell you why they legalizing weed now. Because the elites know that their time is about up. The elites know that the children of Israel is rising up out of their coma. The elites know that the Most High God is pouring out His Spirit on the children of Israel, and we are waking up. You know? See, you guys don't like the Bible, but the elites are head first in the Bible. And they know the prophecy of Jacob and Esau. They know the prophecy of Esau coming out first, and Jacob coming out grabbing Esau's heel. They know that prophecy, and they know that Esau is the end of one age. World mean age. So Esau is the end of one age, one world, the world of this kingdom right here. This kingdom of, you know what I'm saying, the other nations above you. You Negroes, you Latinos, you natives, you know what I'm saying? This age, everybody is above you. The Most High God said that you will be brought very low and all the other nations will be brought very high above you. But we living in a day and time where that kingdom is coming down. It's going to be no more. They are going to be above you. And they know this. They know that you are slowly rising up. They know this. So they are setting up for a mass destruction. And let me tell you something, people. You people are not going to be able to fight a good fight if you are heavily medicated. If you're always high, always drunk, always high, always out your mind. You know what I'm saying? When the destruction comes, you guys are just ripe for the slaughter. That's why they legalizing. That's why, you know what I'm saying, they promoting this weed. because they know weed ain't supposed to be smoked. But they promoting it, and they using people like Jim Jones and Snoop Dogg and, you know what I'm saying, all of these so-called rappers, which are puppets, to do what? To push the agenda, to keep you out of your mind, to keep you, you know what I'm saying, high. Because when the destruction comes, you ain't gonna know what hit you. That's why the scripture says, be ye sober-minded. You know what I'm saying? Don't you understand that you're living in Babylon? You know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something, people. You got to understand that. Do you think that Esau, for all you don't know who Esau is the other nations. Esau is, let's keep it real. Esau is a white man. Let's keep it real. Esau is a white man. Do you think that they are going to give this kingdom up without a fight? Do you think that they are going to just give this kingdom up without a fight? You know what I'm saying? They cannot stop the awakening that the Most High God is awakening his people. They cannot stop that. But what they can do is, as the awakening is happening now, what they can do is flood America with promotions and puppets to push to get you heavily medicated. If you ain't smoking weed, you popping pills. If you ain't popping pills, you drinking lean. If you ain't drinking lean, you doing all things all across the board. They're not doing this on purpose. They're not doing this by accident. They're doing this on purpose. Because they know that they are finished. And they don't want you to rise. And as long as you smoking weed and as long as you high and out your mind, the Most High God don't have his hands on you. You ain't protected. I don't care how much you say, oh, weed is good. You're not protected. You want to know why? You know what I'm saying? People getting shot down in the street by stray bullets and all that? Because they're not protected. And the elites know this. As long as you going against the word of God, the more you are not going to be protected. And this is that mass destruction. When that mass destruction come, you guys going to be destroyed because you guys going to be high and out your mind. You ain't going to see the bullet coming. You ain't going to see the missiles coming. You ain't going to see the war. And you ain't going to be in your right mind state to even fight. It's a damn shame. You know what I'm saying? That's why I hate people like Jim Jones. He went from one agenda to another agenda. He went from pushing the 9 trade blood agenda to now pushing this agenda to heavily medicate you. Anyway, this is news. Let me tell you something. The most baddest podcast in the land, people. The most dangerous podcast in the land have just been launched. The Illuminati Exposed Media podcast. IlluminatiExposedMedia.com. Go to www.IlluminatiExposedMedia.com as we expose every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go over there, subscribe. We're on all the streaming sites. Go over there, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Support that podcast as we expose all these satanic scumbags, people. I'm your host. Don't forget, we're on our Facebook fan page also. All the links will be in the description area of this show. www.IlluminatiExposedMedia.com. Till next time, stay tuned. God bless you.
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, turkeys, rat, you name it. Beans, greens, potatoes.